Hello and welcome. My name is Lexi Jong and here I like to talk about luxury beauty. Today we are taking a look at the Valentino Rosso Nude Intensa collection. So there are 5 new shades of the lipstick, and this is my first time trying anything from the Valentino beauty line. So we're going to go through the lipstick formula and some comparisons and everything as well. But let's first start with the packaging, and then while I'm going through details of the products, I'll show you the lip swatches. So the lipsticks are refillable and they come in this red plastic case. It's a shiny red plastic. You've got the Valentino logo. You've got gold on the top. You can see there is a little lip all the way around. Okay, and then the back is going to be a gold metallic. And this metal is, it's a mirror finish. So you can use this to check your lipstick and so forth. Now, obviously, because of the gold tone, the color is going to be slightly off, but it's actually pretty close. So this I think is really handy. I think it's a nice touch on here that I did not realize was part of these. So I'm happy about that. It actually is pretty useful. Now, this does have click closure, so it will stay tight in your bag if you throw this in there. But again, all of this is plastic and these are refillable. So you can just pull these out and you have the more traditional refill style. So one of the things I like about this, the refill, it does have all the information printed on it down here, but the shade is actually going to be up high enough for you to see it. Hard to believe, but there are some refillable lipstick products where in order to see the shade, you actually have to take the refill completely out, which is ridiculous. So I think that is good that, they have that little touch there. And it is actually easy enough to read. Like anything imprinted on a metal, sometimes the light will play, tricks on your eyes and you have to turn it, but it's not one of those ones that's so faded that is difficult to read. Now, you actually can't snap that in incorrectly. I mean, technically you can kind of force it, but you don't want to. So you do want to make sure that you always have your gold sides matched up. Now, as we go through the details, I'm going to show you the lip swatches of the 4 shades that I picked up. And just a little note about this refillable lipstick. Unfortunately, it's refillable, but I have not found any other brand that has lipsticks that are compatible with its packaging or with packaging where these lipsticks are compatible. So it does not appear that you can get these refills and put them in a different brand's packaging at this time. So these are refillable lipsticks, and according to Valentino, they deliver striking color to your lips in one stroke. There are 50 vibrant shades. I think it's 55 now, but they are designed to flatter all skin tones in 2 luxurious finishes, a rich creamy satin and a non-drying soft matte. All 5 of the new shades are in the soft matte formula. So just for reference, the satin lipstick finish has a new patented technology that provides intense color payoff in one stroke with a lightweight feel. I don't have any of those at this time. The matte lipstick finish is highly pigmented, long-lasting, and formulated with moisturizing oils to provide an ultra-comfortable, non-drying feel. And all of the colors are infused with the signature Roma Light Complex, which is trademarked, and that's crafted with light reflecting color boosting pearls for more vivid, highly pigmented color. Now we do have a V-shaped lipstick bullet so that you can precisely line your lips. And the 5 new shades were inspired by the color of Rome. So we have the Rosso Nude Intensa collection. I picked up 4 of the 5 shades. The 5th shade is a really deep, more of a like chocolate brown kind of shade. Looks really beautiful. Just didn't look like it would be great for my skin tone. So I started with these 4, but I think these 4 shades are gorgeous. I'm actually really happy with all 4 of the shades I picked up. I think my favorite is the one that I'm currently wearing, which is 123R Falling for Nude. And I have to say though, I think they're all just really great lipsticks. So let's take a look at some arm swatches. This one here is going to be 108A Living Nude. So that's one layer. You can see how pigmented that is versus built up. So you can see building it up is going to give it a little bit more color. It actually looks a little bit rosier where it's built up versus here where you can see a little bit of my skin and it ends up looking just slightly peachier. So that is 108A. We're going to leave a little bit of space between these. The next one here is 112R, Blushing Nude. Look how pigmented that is. So this is going to be a more rosy shade. You can see this is like a true rose. It's pretty neutral versus the 108A Living Nude. This is going to be more of a peachy nude shade. So it's going to be warmer in tone. 120A is Nightfall Nude. And this one is really pretty. You can see there's a lot more brown in here, and there's actually a touch of plum in here as well. So this one's going to be cooler in tone, but it's not really a berry. It's definitely more of a brown with just a hint of plum in it. And 123R, this is Falling for Nude. This is what is on my lips, and this one is my favorite shade. You can see that it is going to be a neutral rose with touches of pink and peach in it. And it's going to be a little bit warmer in tone than Blushing Nude 112R. You can see this is definitely much more pink compared to this one. And let me just put this one right here next to 108A. You can see how much rosier the 123R is compared to the 108A. So let's start with some lipstick comparisons. We're going to start with the Natasha Denona I Need a Rose lipsticks. This is 20.5p Daphne. I'm going to put that one right down here. That is going to be peachier. Let's try it next to 108A. It's going to be warmer in tone still. Now, difference, the Valentino actually look more matte, whereas the Natasha Denona, they are creamy. They're not necessarily a matte. They always stay, you know, they don't really dry down. They're more of a creamy texture and they stay creamy. Then we have 12.5 NB Cala. Let's see here. Try putting that one right up here. I think that's going to be closest to 108A. So I think the Natasha Denona is slightly warmer. There's a little bit more of a warmer brown tone to it compared to the Valentino, but I do think they are pretty close. And we have 20p Peony. This one's really light. This is not really going to go with any of these, so we'll put this one right up here so you can kind of see. It's going to be a little bit pinker than 108A. It's also going to be lighter in general. All right, so let's move on to a few more comparisons from Chanel. We're going to start with some of the La Comète lipsticks. So this one here is 118 Bois de Rose Astral, and this is one of my favorites. Let's see here. So here's that. You can see that's going to be closest to 112R, but it's going to be a little bit warmer. It's rosier though than the 123R. Just put this down here so you guys can see that too. Just squeeze that in right there. All right, so you can see it's kind of close to both of those, but yeah, not quite a match. This is 108 Terre d'Etoile from the La Comète lipsticks. Okay, and you can see this one is going to be warmer. There's a little bit more golden tones to it than the Valentino. And then we have one of the Chanel, these are the Velvet Extreme lipsticks. This one here is 118 Eternal. Let's go ahead and put this one here. Yeah, I think that one looks pretty close. I think it's closest to 108A. This is one of my favorites. I really love this color. Moving on to Givenchy, we have the Rouge Sheer Velvets. This one here is 16. And let's try it here, maybe. So this one goes on more sheer. It's not going to be quite as pigmented. You can see though that the color is fairly close. I think that might be our closest match so far. And we have 18 Nude Fumé. Let's put that one here. This one's more of a berry shade. You can see it's gonna be more purple though than any of these. And a couple of the Givenchy Le Rouge Deep Velvets. We have number 10, Beige Nude, one of my favorite lipsticks of all time here. Look at that. It's probably pretty close. Let's put it down here as well. Nope, it's gonna be warmer. And we have 14, Rose Boisé. And it's gonna be more purple. A couple of velvets from Guerlain in the Rouge G line. So this one here is number 360. And let's put this one, put it up at the top here. You know, that's actually closer than I thought it was gonna be. Still just slightly different in tone. It's actually a little bit rosier, I think. At first it looked a little bit warmer, but it's actually a little bit pinker than 108A. And then we also have number 530. This one here is gonna be really pink. Let's try this one here. It's gonna be too red. Let's move on to Lisa Eldridge. This one here is Velvet Petal. And let's put this one here. I think this one's gonna go, oh, it's too pink. Doesn't go with any of these actually. It's like a warm pink rose shade. And then we have Velvet Affair. This one's gonna be more brown based. Here, let's build that up. You can see though, it doesn't have that plum that the Valentino has. It's gonna be a little bit more of a golden brown. This one here is Velvet Intrigue, and my bullet's broken, so I'm hoping I can get this on here. Yeah, you know, it's kind of close to Velvet Intrigue, but I have to say, looking at it super closely, Velvet Intrigue is going to be slightly warmer in tone. I have to say, I think the Valentino on my coloring actually looks better. If you look at this really closely, you've got more yellow in Intrigue. This one here is Velvet Fawn. Again, this one's broken also. And yeah, it's a little bit rosier than the first one, but it's going to not quite match up with the Valentino here. It's a little bit warmer than the Valentino still, but it's mostly like lighter and it's rosier instead of more plum. Then we have Velvet Blush. Let's look at that here. This one's broken as well. This one's gonna be more purple and more deeper. And then we have Blush Lightly. Let's put this one here. Too pink, too rose. So I have to say, overall, I think Valentino did a great job on this lipstick collection. I think these new shades are different enough from other nudes I have that, you know, I'm really happy. I think the shades are gorgeous, and I think they really did a nice job making them versatile for a variety of skin tones. They really did a great job of blending and mixing different tones into these so that they are a bit more versatile. As for the formula, this is a sheer lightweight matte. I would say that the closest in texture to the formula would be a cross between the Givenchy sheer velvets and deep velvets. So it's kind of in between that. Kind of a little bit lighter than the Lisa Eldridge velvets. So that's kind of where I feel texturally they are going to be. Now, as for the condition of my lips and so forth, I feel like these mattes, when you put them on, they do have a little bit of a blurring effect. If you go in with 1 or 2 layers, you are going to get a little bit of blurring and it doesn't really accumulate in lines. You know, I think it looks pretty good. But I do think if you continue to build it up, it does kind of gather in those lines a little bit. It bunches a little bit. It has nowhere to kind of set, essentially. So just something to note there. Now, as for whether or not these dry out my lips, the Lisa Eldridge velvets, if I wear those day after day, they can be drying to my lips. The Givenchy deep velvets, if I wear those day after day, they are not drying at all. No issues. Those are my favorite. The Guerlain Legendary Reds, you know, those, no problems with dryness or anything either. Certain shades from the Guerlain Velvet line, certain shades in the permanent collection, They can be a little bit drying if I wear them day after day, not quite as much as the Lisa Eldridge on me. I would say that these Valentino nudes are somewhere around the Guerlain Rouge G Velvets. So if I were to wear them maybe every day for a week, I might have a little bit of dryness, but it's not to the point where it's actually causing a change in my lip condition. It's really more just that my lips feel a little bit tighter, but they don't actually get to the point of being chapped. I've been wearing these for 5 days straight now. So I don't have any issues with lip dryness, but I do feel like I need a balm when they wear off. So I hope that, you know, kind of helps with that. Texturally, I can feel like a little bit of a vinyl silicone type slip on the lips, and it feels as though it kind of bends and moves with my lips. And I feel like that's one of the reasons it doesn't really settle in the lines. It kind of creates this like vinyl network on your lips, which is really comfortable, and it also stays put fairly well. Now, as for how long wearing these are, I would say these are as long wearing as a typical matte lipstick. They are not the longest wearing, but they are, you know, average. So you'll still have like a stain and so forth left on your lips for the rest of the day. And, you know, you can top them off easily with lip balm or lip gloss to revive that, or go in with more lip color. These are lighter shades, so obviously they will fade a little bit more than what you might see remaining after using a deeper lipstick. But overall, you know, you can get a full day's worth of wear with this as long as you know, kind of either top it off with, you know, lip balm or lip gloss to kind of revive that a little bit, or, you know, replenish the color. So I think they're really great, really comfortable. They actually hold on pretty well throughout a meal, and I'm very happy with them. I have to say, the packaging on these Valentino lipsticks is not my favorite. I don't really like the red plastic. I do like the touch of the mirror on the back. I think that's really helpful, but I will pick up more products from this. I am intrigued. I think the formula is really nice. It seems to be well thought out, well tested. So I am happy with these, and I'm really happy that the colors have different nuances to them that, you know, don't quite match up with other ones that I have. So again, my favorites, 123R Falling for Nude is going to be my favorite. And then I think the next favorite is 112R Blushing Nude, followed by the 108A Living Nude and 128 Nightfall Nude. But they're really hard to resist any of them. I do have to say that the photos online, they don't do them justice, and they are a little bit harder to distinguish the colors with what they have online. So definitely, if you're interested, I would use these swatches as a reference over the photos that they have in their promotional photos. Or they have that promotional photo with like a scraping of the lipsticks. I think that's a little bit more accurate than looking at their lip picture. So just something to note there. I hope this was helpful. Please let me know what you think of these lipsticks. Have you tried anything from Valentino? What are your thoughts? Have you tried the satin lipsticks? I'm really interested in those. And thanks so much for tuning in. I hope to see you next time, and have a great day. Stay safe and healthy.